Hi, my name is Nick Kendall. I am a level 1 coach with Gunpowder Mill Racers. For this check, you will need the following tools: a floor pump with a pressure gauge, hex wrenches, preferably a full set that is in metric sizes, and a bottle of chain lube of your choice. Note, WD-40 is not appropriate to use as chain lube. It is recommended to use bike-specific chain lube. To start, what you're going to want to do is either inflate or deflate your tire to meet your specific pressure. I like to run about 25 to 30, so I might put an extra pump in. You want to repeat this process for both your front and rear tires, and I recommend putting a bit more pressure in your rear tire than in the front, by a couple of PSI. So now that you've checked your air pressure in your tires, something you might want to do every once in a while is check the air pressure in your suspension. So to do that, what you want to do is right on the shock, there's going to be this air cap that covers a Schrader valve, and then this is called a shock pump. It might take a few tries to know what you like in terms of pressure. Next is brakes. So to double check your brakes are working, what you want to do is make sure that on your brake lever, when you squeeze it, it does not go all the way to the bar. About this distance is appropriate. Some brakes are going to have adjustments for the reach. So this knob, it controls how far the lever sits away from the grip. And some higher end brake models are going to have this contact adjustment. What it does is it controls what's called the contact of where the bite point is. So now with the bite point all the way in, it goes almost all the way to the bar, which is not ideal. And when I move the contact all the way out, the contact is going to gradually migrate outwards. So before every ride, if brake were to ever feel spongy, you can try messing with the contact adjuster to get it to feel right. Or you might get something done called a brake bleed, which is when you take any air out in the system. That can cost around $10 to $40 at your local bike shop. And to do it yourself, a brake bleed kit will cost around $50 to $120. C is going to stand for chain. As your bike wears in, the chain is going to stretch out from the force of you pedaling. If it is stretched out too much, it can actually damage your more expensive parts, such as your chain ring, cassette, and derailleur pulleys. To check your chain, you're going to want to use a chain checker. This is a model from BURKE tool, and it has 0.75 and 0.5 ratings. This is a 1x11 drivetrain, so we're gonna check for the 0.5 wear on the drivetrain. So what you wanna do is find a point in the chain that's not associated with the master link. And then what you wanna do is put this end in between an inner link like this and set it down in between the chain. If it does not go in like it is now, the chain is not yet worn to the 0.5% wear mark. Okay, so the D in the ABCD check is your derailleur. Your derailleur is the part that's responsible for changing your gears on your bike. But what you want to do is shift individually. All of these shifts should be nice, uniform, and even. If they are not, your derailleur may need adjustment. And another important thing to check with your derailleur is something called a clutch, which on this Shimano model is marked by this gray lever. And when it is in this lower position, the clutch is not enabled, which then allows the derailleur to slap and may take the chain off your chain ring. So just make sure your clutch is enabled, and if you push down on the cage, there should be minimal movement. I'm like actually trying to move this and it's wanting to snap back. A good test is what I like to call the bounce test. You pick up the bike by the saddle and the handlebars, and you want to lift it up about 12 inches off the ground and kind of just bounce it. There shouldn't be any rattling or loud abrupt noises. Rattling generally means something's loose or not tightened up properly, and you just want to repeat that process until you can figure out what it is and then make the appropriate repair. Another thing that is very important with bikes is what's called torque, which is essentially how tight bolts are. So this is what's called a torque driver. There's different settings. There are in Newton meters. There's 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, and 6 Newton meters all around this. And when you torque it down, it will not let you over tighten it, which then could cause damage to your components.